Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Ahmaduhu wa asta'inuhu wa astadihi wa astaghfiruhu wa umminu bihi jalla wa ala wa la akfuruhu wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. As-salahu bil huda wa dinil haq liyudhiruhu ala din kulihi walau karihal mushrikun. By the English meaning, O my sustainer, thou hast indeed bestowed upon me something of power, and has imparted unto me some knowledge of the inner meaning of happenings. Originator of the heavens and the earth, thou art near unto me in this world and in the life to come. Let me die as one who has surrendered himself unto thee, and make me one of the righteous. The brother said, by Allah, most certainly has Allah raised thee high above us, and we were indeed but sinners. He said, this is Joseph, no reproach shall be uttered today against you. May Allah forgive you your sins, for He is the most merciful, of the merciful. This is one of our favorite statements from Quran, both of them. Both of them are from Surah Yusuf. And so, during Ramadan, we have really concentrated on Yusuf and his brothers. Because when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam arrived in Mecca, they said, you're an honorable man, and of course you've taken over the city, what will you do with us? He said, I say the same thing to you as Joseph said to his brothers, La tatraba, no reproach this day. And we find that there are many very beautiful statements by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran, but these ones about Yusuf and his brothers kind of stick to the heart right now. Why? It is because the idea of concealing the faults of each brother or each group or each organization. As an example, I might have mentioned some other groups by not derogatory names, but names that they might not have liked, like muck-mucks and what have you. Okay, so I 100% apologize for that. You know why? It says don't revile those things that they worship, at least they out of ignorance revile Allah. You know, so the Quran tells us it don't make no difference what they worship. Don't make offensive statements, gestures, or attitudes toward their idols or their. Now, when you get to the Kaaba, you're going to destroy all idols. They can't have, right? But there's no sense talking about them. The other thing is concealing your brother's faults, overlooking your brothers. In order to get where we believe that we need to go today, we have to learn how to overlook each other's faults. We have to, because nobody's perfect. If you're looking for perfection in nature or in people, you might be disappointed. But if you're looking for beauty, hey, you might be on a roll. Because there's beauty all out here, but not perfection. So perfection you find in the Anbiya, perfection you find in things that are ultimate, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's perfection. That's perfection. That's the highest of the high. That's That's why we glorify Allah, because Allah is perfection. Allah is everything. And the word does not even describe Allah. But for the human being, you can't look for no perfection. In the human being got too many things pulling at him. And he has to struggle against the great monster, the shaitan, Iblis, the whole crew. And each crew is skilled in what they do. Iblis is skilled in what they do. The shaitan is skilled in deception. He's good at it. And he's daunting at it. He's meticulous at it, right? This guy, or that, whatever he is rigorous in trying to get their point across. Persistent. The Quran says that he's persistent. That means this guy is serious. Today I want to talk about, in speaking to our brothers, technically this goes out to our website, and of course it goes out to Facebook, but it's not mainly for us. This one is mainly for our brothers in Iran, because they wanted an analysis of what's going on here. Now, I call what's going on here Zionist productions. Everything that's going on in America right now is the result of Zionist productions. It was a good book years ago by a black professor up in New York. I'll think of his name in a minute. He wrote a book called Empire of Their Own. Empire of Their Own. That was the let's say, the Jewish control of Hollywood. But in this case, it's not the Jewish arm, it's the Zionist arm. Those that stick close to perpetuating a 100% Zionist agenda. Zionist productions needed a star in their production. And they studied and they looked around and they found who is good at reality TV, because that's what we have. This is reality TV. Who's good at reality TV? Who's good at managing chaos? So much so that his favorite line is, "You're fired," something like that. Well, what's the main thing he's been saying to generals, to staff, to everybody that come close to him? They can't stay too long. You're fired. That's it, right? This is Zionist productions. We're going to get at the root of all of this, because we call this cinematic evolution. Cinematic evolution means that if you would have to be a kid, but in the movies we used to watch, all those great adventures and sword fighting pictures and all that, and great attacks, they used to say cast, when they showed the flash of it, the trailers they call it now. When you went to the movies and the next movie, that movie gonna be on next week, they'd have the trailer for the coming movie, and it would say cast of thousands. And they'd have a cast, all the people running, jumping up and down. It would be a cast of thousands of people. Because people by the Indians running around getting killed, and the cowboys and all that, or Hercules and all that, they would have a cast of thousands. Now, it's a cast of millions. But we refer to what's going on right now is Zionist productions. that they have, technically, it's a big movie. Now, you say, well, how could they do that? Well, now, I want you to think of all of the questionnaires they send around, all of the polls they take, right? All the university studies about America, Americans, about this and that, right? So that big computer down in the hole somewhere got the attitude and the concept of the American people down pat, right? They got them. They know what moves them, right? And now it's not just that the computer got them, but their best psychologists, sociologists, and scientists are employed by those big companies, right, and universities to study that and to advise, right? You can't go down to the corner and say, oh, Mr. Psych, I got a problem, therefore I want you to help me. You can get a mediocre psychologist, but if you want their best, boss man got them. Boss man got the whole thing. You can see us all. If the stock market, how's the stock market behaving? Well, the stock market, when this stuff first started happening, I mean, it was going 1,000 a day. It was in the red. Then, who controls the stock market? Well, how do you manage the stock market, right? What's happened recently? Well, we had 2008 and stuff, and we let the stock market follow its natural trend down, right? And it wound up at 600. So let's see. We control the Fed. We control all the flow of money. So we're going to give it $3 or $4 trillion. And then they told everybody in the stock market, don't worry, no matter what happened, we're going to bail this boy out. So all of a sudden, with no reason, with bad news after bad, I'm telling you, last few weeks, been bad news, daily, enough to drive stock market down to 200-300. That's how bad it's been. But why is it up 27,000? Because they control the stock market. They always have had influence in the stock market, the big folks, but they control it 100% now. They can print money, they can do anything. And who controls it? The big banks. Who are the big banks? Gold, right? Who's the big companies? Goldman Sachs. Who are those people? Right? It's all controlled and manufactured. That's what it is. So we call what's going on, all the streets running around, people running around in the streets with no agenda, it's control. Why? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stage a good old-fashioned lynching on TV, murder on television. We're going to have a white police, right? Now we got Watch Riot. We got every uprising in America. What caused those uprisings? Well, they go back and they'll find that almost every one of them was the police doing whatever they do to the people, right? So if that police now, how they going to get it? It's too simple. How they going to get that to happen? Well, the Zionists, not only the police Zionists, like everyday police, work with these police here. And who has all the records of everybody? You can't get a record of the police doesn't abuse nobody because they say you can't have it, right? Well, they're going to fix it so you can get it, but who has it? Well, the government has it. And who else has it? Well, the Zionists have it. The Israelis have it. So what would they say? They would go through the record and they want to hire somebody to do a job. Well, let's go through the record, right? If you want to hire somebody for a job and you got all the records, and you go through the records. Then you hire that man to do a job that he would love to do. He would love to do it. This is for your people, the white people. This is for the great police departments. All this, you get a chance to kill a nigga on TV, and you ain't gonna do no whole lot of time. And then we're gonna send you off to Australia after you get out of the penitentiary after spending 3-4 weeks there, right? And you're gonna live happily ever after, whatever it is, 3-4 weeks in jail or a month, 5 years, you're a young man. We're gonna send you off with so many million. What? Is there anything to them? Absolutely not. They can print it. They can have the print press cranking, and they need, how much you need? 5 million. Right? There you go. Cut it up in pieces and give it to you. They can do that. They do that all the time. When this virus going around, it's okay, nobody go to work. And then they could just print the money to pay everybody, right? To go buy the stuff from the store, from the stores. They got Safeway, they got Giant. All the giants and big people gonna make money. They're gonna close out the little people. Right, the little people, y'all can't, we can't have y'all go. But we're gonna pay you anyway, you can go on. It don't make no difference to them. Because they can print the money, right? And they got it working now where the money does not lose value. Usually when you print that much money, it loses value. It's inflation. There's no inflation right now. It's not losing interest. Who can do that? They can. That means it's totally controlled. Okay, now, cinematic evolution means that they can arrange an environment based on their resources, which are unlimited resources, right? And they can arrange the people, okay? We're gonna kill a man on TV. The people are gonna rise up. We're gonna have our people ready all over America, right? People, you don't know them, I don't know them people, right? And they're gonna be there. And soon as this happened, they got an agenda, which is no agenda. Right? Do you ever notice at the times we've been out there, one time people came with a little camera, sometime a personal guy would come with a little camera. But the media, what do they do? What did the lady do the other day? Turned off her camera because she was trying to talk, and what we were saying was going into her stuff where they could hear it. It's, oh no, click, turn it off. Have you ever seen anybody from the news? Do you think what we're saying is interesting? Do you think the people think that what we're saying is interesting? Well then, the news media, suppose I got out there and I was dancing and doing the splits and I had a red hat on and some green shoes, right? Where would I be? TV, right? I'd be on TV. I'd be at the Channel 5, whatever, all the stuff they got. CNN, A&N, MSNBC, I'd be there with them. But we got a message, they don't want to hear that message. That message, they don't want to hear. It's as though there was a big meeting somewhere and they told people what to print. I mean, like, okay, what to copy, what to record, as though somebody told them. Because we done been there at least 5 times. And nobody decided that it was interesting. And sometimes, as soon as we get there, they start playing the drums and walk right in front of us and then come around the block again and beating the drums, right? It's ridiculous. One thing about it, it's not haphazard and it's not accidental. Somebody could say it is. People watching might think, oh, this is accidental. To us, it's not accidental, right? It's high-class theater. And as long as the people don't get our message, they can run that theatrics until the cows come home. Because nobody's aware that they're participating in a stage play. They're participating in a big movie, in a big production. And everybody in the production have a part to play. You don't have to have each person, this is your part, that's your. All you have to do is have, in each city, 4, 5, 6 people to manage the flow. Then you give them a support mechanism, right? To make sure they come, you bring them water, bring them hot dogs, right? You make sure the people are going to come, right? Oh, it's going to be a hot day. So wonder they didn't have fans out there and umbrellas when it gets too sunny. But they got to make it look some kind of real. I'm telling you. Now, when we're out there, who's listening? There's a few regulars. And they might appear to be very friendly. They might be friendly. We say maybe 50% is friendly. 50% are paid to be there, right? But if they're managing a stall, like our stall is right over there with water, you say, oh, great. You get that maybe they're put there. And they're monitors, they're whatever they are. That's what they do. We got to monitor the thing. And so the production goes on. Now, in science fiction management, which we've been psychologically into science fiction management for a long time. It was way back before doing strategic management under conditions of repression. That was far enough. You know, we had to arrange and practice strategic management under conditions of repression, so it became so good that we could make agents expose themselves all over America. And this exposition went all